In this episode we have a bit of a nightmare journey. This is not good. Join the crowds for a steam train ride and learn about a tragedy on the River Severn. Welcome back to the channel. In the last episode we started a new trip and we travelled from home to the Forest of Dean. We visited the Dean Heritage Centre and had trouble with LPG before finding a park up for the night. We had a very peaceful night here. It was quite windy and we had a few little bits and pieces dropping onto our roof, so not the most ideal spot. That way leads deeper into the forest, and there was one or two cars that actually went down here last night. Not quite sure where it actually leads to though. But here we're just off the main road, which was quite quiet really last night. That little settlement down there is on a road called the Barracks. Some military connection I assume, but I don't know that. Right, there's Daisy May all ready to go. This place hasn't got a name, has it?
No, I'm just calling it Fancy Road, so that's the name of that road.
Oh, okay. Right, let's get going. All plumbed in ready. Well, it's a pretty dank morning. I hope it's not a sign of things to come.
I'm sure it'll clear up later.
Now this is a clue to our destination, and it could be a big mistake. This is the Dean Forest Railway, and we're here bright and early to see if we can get a ride on one of the trains. It's half term, so we may be out of luck, but the car park doesn't look very busy, so let's see. We haven't bothered to lock up the van. We're going to see if we can get tickets first. So Carol's just gone off to do that. They got one engine producing steam, so they're definitely open. This railway line was formed in 1826. Back then there were no engines and it was just horses hauling minerals out of the forest. Everybody's piling in. Looks like Boo-Boo's got the tickets. It's the sticky bit that comes off.
There, the other side.
I hate these blooming things, but I suppose they're necessary. There you go, Charlie.
Thank you.
Right, okay. We can go through this way, Charlie. This place is already getting packed.
Once you have those blue designer wristbands, I'll let you know when the train's ready for morning.
The only thing on my mind is a cup of coffee and some breakfast. Like most old steam railways, it's not a particularly long track. Norchard Crossing is one of the major points though. There's the sign I'm looking for, cafeteria. What's this all about?
The mines that used to be underneath here, where the railway is now.
Yeah.
And this manhole cover gives access down into the mines. 12,000 gallons of water a minute flows up.
That's a lot, isn't it?
And if you book on that 10:15 train, platform 1 is the place to be, and I'll let you know when it's ready for boarding. It's not ready for boarding at the moment. Thank you.
And we got before we go.
20 minutes.
Ah, okay. Do you think they'll clear this queue?
Depends if it's people that have pre-ordered stuff.
Yeah.
Mind you, they'll still have to make the drinks.
Yeah.
Hi there, what have you got over there?
Cornish pasty for me, please.
Cornish pasty, flat white and a black Americano, please.
There's train to Lydney Junction. There's train to Lydney Junction. I'll let you know when it's ready for boarding. Don't worry, folks. Won't be long now.
Now then, let's have a taste of me Cornish pasty, mate.
Oh, wow.
Beef chutney.
Yes. The train ride.
Now let's be honest, when you're a grown-up, the thought of a train ride is far more exciting than the actual train ride. In fact, it was so exciting I couldn't even be bothered to get off at the end. So these shots are brought to you courtesy of Carol. Carol's father John was a great steam buff, and I think that has rubbed off on her. There's a bit of shunting going on here, so bear with us. The engine is repositioning, ready for the return journey. It's switched onto another track, and it will soon be reversing back onto the front of our train. It's a tight old squeeze linking these ones up. They're very friendly. All the steam buffs are allowed to climb up into the engine and talk to the driver. Now all she's got to do is get back on the train before it leaves. I'm always glad to see my carer return. Hello, Wanderer.
Hello. That's some good shots there for you.
Lovely, well done. I'll give you full credit. Now we can all sit tight now and enjoy the even more exciting journey back to where we came from.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 10:44 service from Lydney Junction to Park End, calling at Norchard High Level and Park End only.
At the next station, Carol hopped off again to bring you more footage. This Land Rover is clearly used for checking the tracks. We enjoyed our ride on the train, probably not as much as the kiddies, but all good things must come to an end. And when we reached the station, we were astonished to see how busy it was. This car park's a little different to when we arrived. We've identified this car park down at Lydney Harbour as a potentially good place to park up. Really old boats. There's not much space down here, but there's certainly room for a little one. Lovely breakfast, Charlie. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's like a lunch, really. It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah. That was delicious. We're all fed and watered, aren't we, Charlie?
Well, for a little while, anyway.
This is the entrance to the Lydney Canal. It's a 1 mile section of canal that runs inland from the River Severn to Lydney. It was opened in 1813 to ship iron and coal from the Forest of Dean. It was once connected by a horse-drawn tram road to Pidcock's Canal. There's toilet facilities here, which is always a bonus. A cafe as well, but that seems to be closed at the moment. That wind is getting up. Could be a bit of a rough night tonight. Nice to see a wind turbine that's actually turning. That's Sharpness over there, and there used to be a bridge that connected Sharpness to Lydney where we're standing. On the 25th of October 1960, 2 tankers collided with the bridge, causing it to collapse, and 5 people lost their lives. It's not particularly pleasant out here today, so we're only going to take a little walk, a little loop around this canal. In the distance there we can just make out the two main bridges crossing the River Severn. Dedicated to the memory of Jack Stevens, Cornishman, sailor and lover of all things maritime. Fancy Chinese tonight, do you?
Yeah, I think so. We'll have rice this time because we had noodles last time.
Yeah, okay. There's a very modern stone circle here. More of a modern art, I think. Definitely not old, are they?
No.
So they all say something different depending on which way you're looking at them. There's a little marina halfway up the canal, and some of the boats there seem to have been abandoned to their fate. Certainly looking the worse for wear. I suppose a boat can always be salvaged, no matter how bad it is. It's too early to bed down for the night, so we set off again for a drive through the forest. Now, some of the places in the forest you have to pay to park, and it can be quite expensive, and this is one of them. There's a cafe and several mountain bike trails, and you can hire bikes from here as well. We didn't really fancy walking in the rain, so we had a quick peek and then we were on our way again. We just drove going from car park to car park, sussing out potential places to spend the night, and this is the Wenchford picnic area. Any of the car parks that charge, including this one, shut at about 6 PM, although to be honest we never saw anybody coming round and shutting gates or anything. Even though we didn't see any rangers, we didn't really fancy getting a knock during the night, so we decided to get moving again because we needed to find somewhere to actually spend the night before it gets too dark. After a quick conflab, we both decided to go back down to Lydney Harbour, but this time using a different route. We've come upon a roadblock. The only option is to go left or back, and we've just seen a car struggling to get up here. I can see why he's struggling.
Yeah.
Listen for my wheels spinning in a second. Yeah, there's no traction on that. That's what I thought. That's what was happening to him. So my offside wheel was just spinning there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Made it.
Yeah, it must have been some leaves or mud.
Another 3-point hairpin.
Yeah, it was only 2 points right now.
Yeah.
You've got one here. Now I don't mind narrow tracks, but this one was particularly awful and I didn't enjoy it at all. Steep, narrow and difficult to get going again. Not sure I'd want to live up here.
No. Especially in the winter time.
Yeah.
Bad weather.
Be challenging, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't get much snow here. I bet they get their fair share. Note the little Suzuki 4-wheel drive. The worst of the hill is over now, so I'm feeling a lot happier. All I've got to worry about now is the blind bends.
Oh. Still going up.
Just keep in first gear, take it nice and slow. The wide angle of the camera makes it look faster than it actually is. At least we haven't met anyone coming the other way, so that's a blessing. What a perfect place to meet him. I hope there's not any more coming. I'll be glad to get off this road. I'm glad you're not driving, Charlie Brown.
I am. There's another one.
Looks like this one might already have a passing place. That is too tight. Think about it, assess, and keep going. Mirror. Can you look out?
You're right my side, yeah, you can move over my way, plenty of room.
Now Carol should be pointing the camera at that vehicle.
Okay, yeah, okay.
When it gets tricky, we sometimes forget.
Do you need the swing mirror out?
Yes. I don't know how far this road goes now, before we link up with the main road, but I must admit the novelty factor is wearing off. Nobody normally uses this way, do they, if that road's open?
That's true, yeah. Nice views though.
Is there? I can't say I've noticed.
Now we've got to go all the way down again.
I'm just keeping my mind focused on a lovely Chinese takeaway. Luckily for us, we didn't meet anyone else coming up the hill. Well, hey, it's a B road and we're safe. We made it! Now for some Chinese. Jimmy's kitchen. It's nice. Just go round back here. It's definitely getting stormy. Special fried rice, chicken and mushroom, sweet and sour chicken Hong Kong style. I have to say it was bloody delicious, and all the better for our wild adventures up on that lane. We polished it off watching Caesar Milan and a little bit of dog training. Never washed up from the front seat before, have I?
Right up.
After dinner we had a quick wash up, got the van straight, and then we set off for our park up for that night. We're always interested in hearing tips on how these videos can be improved, so if you've got any observations, please leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching, give us a like if you enjoyed the video and hit that subscribe button for more adventures from the Little Red Camper.